Hey everybody, today's story is a crazy story. It's about David, and we've learned a lot about David. Now, God had chosen him to be king, but before he was actually king, he went through a lot of things in his life. At the time, the king was King Saul, and we've talked about King Saul before too. King Saul started out being a pretty okay guy. I mean, he had his issues, but who doesn't, right? I do you? I have some issues. I think I need some tissues too. No, just teasing. Okay, so back to our story. So today's story is found in 1 Samuel. Now, David had been chosen by God to be king, which was awesome. And at the time, King Saul was still ruling, which was okay. And it was part of God's plan. So now, here's where our story goes. As we recall, King Saul could get a little jealous. And he got pretty jealous because, well, David was doing really good things and Saul wasn't doing such good things. And so Saul got really jealous. Now, have you ever been jealous of anybody? I have. And let me tell you, jealousy is not worth it, people. Don't live in the land of jealousy. It will destroy you. And it won't destroy other people. It's just going to make you look pretty blech. And nobody wants to look blech. So that's what God tells us. Don't be jealous. But Saul was jealous. And so David went to the place called Nob. Have you ever visited? I've never visited a place called Nob. In fact, I've never said to my family, hey, let's get in the car and go to Nob. But it sounds like kind of a cool place to go. Let's go to Nob. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but I am. Okay, so this is where our story picks up. Now, here is the deal. David was alone and on the run. He was starving and probably a little scared. In fact, he was so starving that he was a bit, well, we like to say hangry. Have you ever been so hungry that you just couldn't control anything and like you were like, Mom, Dad, I'm starving. You've never feed us. We just ate like 20 minutes ago, but I need more food. I have children. I've heard that from my children. I don't think they're starving, but the Bible tells us that David was pretty hungry, and he also had no way to defend himself. So when he got to Nob, he went right to the high priest, and the high priest was a bit confused to see David there by himself. Now, the priest said, hey, David! Cool to see you, but, I'm a little confused. Why are you alone, David? And because, well, I'm alone because I told my men to meet me nearby. Also, it's totally because I'm on a super secret mission. Dun 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 dun. I'm on a super secret mission for the king, and I can't tell anyone about it. Yes, that's it. A super secret mission. Not because I'm running for my life from the king. Now remember, Saul was jealous of David, and David really was running for his life. And now the priest said to David, okay, so why would you be running from the king? And David said, oh, exactly. Why would I be running from the king? Well, I guess forget the secret mission, but, well, David didn't really know what to say. He said that he was pretty hungry and he had no way to defend himself, and that King Saul was maybe a little jealous of him, and he might need a weapon. Now, the priest was a little confused by David's story. I mean, who wouldn't be? But David was the king's son-in-law. That's right, he was married to the king's daughter, and he was one of the king's most famous warriors. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Oh, warriors. So the priest decided to give him some food, and the only problem was the priest didn't have regular bread left. All he had left was holy bread that was set aside for God. He asked if David and his men had kept themselves holy. Now, holy means to be set apart, to mean pure, and you're doing right things, and you are not doing wrong things. And here's David. He's kind of stuck in maybe not doing the right thing. So the priest said, David, have you kept yourselves holy? Have you and the men? Because there were no rules about who could eat this bread. there were lots of rules. That's why there were no rules. There were lots of rules about who could eat this bread. And David assured the priest that he had. So the priest trusted David and turned the bread over. Now, as for the weapon, we have Goliath's sword here from when you defeated him, the priest said. So David said, okay, I'm going to take the food and I'm going to take Goliath's sword because he doesn't need it anymore. Remember, David killed him with a stone. Only a boy named David, only a little stone. Whoosh! Dead. Okay, so David took the food and the weapon and he went and tried to protect himself from Saul. But someone was watching. Whoa, Nelly. A guy named Doeg. Have you ever heard a guy named Doeg? Well, Doeg was watching. I'm telling you, there's always someone watching, and God always knows our heart and what we're doing. Now, this guy worked for King Saul, and he was watching the whole thing. He knew that King Saul would want to know what David was up to. Doeg was watching for King Saul. David ran off and he went from place to place, still hiding from King Saul. Can you imagine, first a minute, you've been chosen to be king, but you don't get to be king yet, and you're running for your life because the crazy king father-in-law is ready to kill you because he's jealous. Again, don't be jealous. Bad things happen to you. So, that is part of the story. Now, here's the other part of the story. Here's what happened. After David left, Doeg went to Saul to tell him what had happened. And King Saul was not okay. Now, King Saul said, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. You know that David is against me. Bring me the priests. Go get him now. I imagine that's kind of what King Saul sounded like. And Doeg said, yes, sir, on it. So, that is kind of what was happening. The priests came to see King Saul, and Saul demanded to know if the priest was plotting with David against him. This was a surprise to the priest because, remember, he thought David was on a secret mission. Dun 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 dun. He thought he was on a secret mission for Saul. That's what David had told him, remember? David lied. Don't be jealous and don't tell lies. Nothing good comes from lies, people. Ever. So, the priest only tried to help because he was honest. King Saul ordered his men to kill the priests and all of the priests for helping David. They didn't want to kill the priests, so they refused. Then King Saul asked Doeg to do it. Oh, man. Crazy. So, Doeg did the terrible thing. He killed the priests because they had helped David. Again, Saul's jealousy was not so off the chart. Not okay. Don't be doing what King Saul did. Bad stuff. But it was all because David lied. David wasn't honest. Lies never, ever, ever, ever are a good thing or a good place to go, people. Never tell a lie. We sometimes think they're small. They're never small. They're untruths. So, the priests were dead, all because David lied. That is unbelievable. I'm going to tell you guys something. Everything in the Bible is true. And God has it there for us to learn things. Now, we get to be people of good character. We get to be people who live out the fruit of the Spirit. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. We don't want to be people who lie. We don't want to be a people who live in jealousy. We want to change the culture. You can do it. I'm going to turn it back over to your host for the day, so listen up because they've got great things to tell you, and I want you to listen to them. All right? Have a great day. We'll see you next time.